Ali Baba and the 4-day type. One long ago, there lived two brothers, Ali Baba, Kasim. Kasim, the older one, had married a rich woman and lived in a large house. But Ali Baba was a poor one who lived with his wife and children in a small house on the edge of town. Every day, Ali Baba took his donkey into the countryside to gather branches. He sold the wood in the market. Sometimes, he and his wife, Sabida, had to ask Kasim for help, but all they got were a few crusts of bread and other. The market was a busy place, filled with small shops and food stalls. Little boy ran about sniffing the delicious smell of freshly baked sweetie pastry. Housewives the merchants argued over the price of everything, from bananas to a new carpet. Kasim's wife spent much time further buying all sorts of expensive things. Ali Baba often wished to have more money so that his own wife could buy pretty things too. I must to get rider wood to sell here too. One day, Ali Baba decided to go much farther to look for wood. He found a small forest near some cliffs. I can cut as much wood here as I like, he said to himself. But just as Ali Baba said this, he saw a cloud of dust on the horizon. Suddenly he felt afraid. He was all alone and far from town. He quickly hid his donkey in the wood, then climbed up a step rock. Soon a trap rider galloped up. Ali Baba counted them. 40 fierce-looking men. To his amazement, their chief walked up to the cliff and shouted, "Open, sesame!" Open. With a loud crash, the cliff opened out. Ali Baba watched as all them rode into the opening, then the cliff closed by itself. He stayed where he was, frightened or being caught, and climbed down. At last the cliff opened, and the men rode out. "Shout, Sesame!" shouted the chief, and the chief closed again. When they had gone, Ali Baba fetched his donkey. Then he stood from the cliff and shouted, "Open, Sesame!" With the royal cliff open, Ali Baba could hardly believe his eyes. He found himself in a cave filled with a treasure. It was the robber hideout, filled with the treasure. This is the treasure, and this is her donkey. This is Ali Baba. Ali Baba quickly loaded his donkey basket with the gold coins. He ordered the rock to open once outside into the shouted, "Shout, Sesame!" It was nearly dark when they reached home. "Where have you been?" asked Zelda. Ali Baba showed her a gold. "We must bury it." "Let me treasure it first," said his wife. She ran to Kasim's house for a measuring jar. Kasim's wife was curious. What was Subida measuring? She rubbed She rubbed some sticky money on the bottom of the jar. When Subida returned the jar the next day, there was a gold coin stuck to it. Kasim when he turned to Ali Baba, "Did you steal this gold?" Ali Baba told him everything. Offered Ali, "And so you should, after all I've done for you," said Kasim. Early the next morning, Kasim set out quickly with the 10 mules. "Open, Sesame!" she shouted. Then he reached the rock. In he went, and the cliff closed again. Kasim loaded the mules with gold. But he was so excited and he forgot the magic word. Then he was ready to go. He cried, "Open, barley, open, oats!" Nothing happened. Soon the thieves drove up for Kasim. The robber killed her before he could escape. The next day, Kasim's wife came sobbing to Ali Baba. "Where's Kasim?" Ali Baba knew at once that his brother had gone. He took a donkey and went to a cliff. "Open, Sesame!" he cried. The rock swung open to his horror. He saw Kasim's body. Ali Baba took Kasim home to his family. They give him a proper burial, but told no one how he had died. Qasim's wife and her servant, Marhana, went to live with Ali Baba and his family. Meanwhile, the thieves had returned. The body was gone. Someone knows our secret, said the thief. We must find him. There's a merchant, the thief, went to the town. I'm looking for a rich business partner, he told people. Say Ali Baba, said the local shoemaker. He pays for the things with gold coins. Marhana was passing by just then. She heard the shoemaker and saw how this clip eyes lit up. I hope he doesn't mean to harm my master, she thought. The cliff asked the shoemaker to show him Ali Baba's house. Then he hurried back to his men, who were camping outside the town. Ali Baba's the men will soon be safe, he told them. Tomorrow we'll get masked mules and 40 big jars, with food cooking all in a jar. While had in the other and pretended to be a oil merchant, and asked Ali Baba to give him lodging in store jars and his vineyard. At night I'll give you a signal, and will kill him and his family. The robbers' eyes grown fairly in the furlong. They would have their revenge. By next evening, the chief was a guest in Ali Baba's house, and the jars were stored in the courtyard. Mariana was cooking supper. He had no more oil. She said to the get some from the jars in the yard, said the scissor master. Our guest won't mind. As Marhana came to the first jar, a voice whispered, it is a time. She had seen a merchant in the house, so he said, not yet, in a deep voice. She hurried from the jar to jar. Only the last one held cooking oil. Haryana went back to the kitchen and boiled some oil with poppy seed. The clip outside, the poured some into each jar, and Fluffy and poppy pans with very strong instant tips were sounds. Clever Marhana slipped out of the house and ran to the captain of the guard. There are robbers in our master house, she cried. The captain and his men hurried up Ali's Baba's house. In no time at all, they had captured the chief and rounded up the knives. But this man is my guest, protested Ali Baba. Oh no, he isn't, laughed the captain. You've been entertaining a famous bandit. How grateful Ali Baba and his family were to Marhana, she said that. He saved. Be a daughter to us known. He shared our fortune. Ali Baba and his family lived happily ever